Hey, Steve Ricketts! Recently, on X, just before blocking me, you told me to go F myself. While doing just that, I made a movie. Not a porno, Steve, although I'm guessing you enjoy a little climate porno on the side from time to time, yes? It's about you and your doppelgangers, technically your archetypes, which I've had the misfortune of encountering a lot in the so-called climate space. I've called the movie Begging to Differ, subtitle, By Those of Us with a Degree. Thank you for your help with the quote for my title. I didn't need to change a thing. So this is for you at Steve Ricketts SP, who once explained to his students that, quote, anyone can be a professional, even someone selling jeans at the Bay. At the time, the students got the general idea, but missed something that turned out to be smugly lurking just below the surface. Anyway, I have discovered the SP part in your X file stands for supercilious and pusillanimous. By blocking me, Steve unwittingly offered up another data point supporting a thesis upon which I'm fairly certain every science denier like me will agree, given the similarity of our experience around, say, religiosity. That thesis being, the men driving the climate alarmist bus are not men at all. So fearful are they of defending their chicken littling from anywhere besides the safe space a keyboard provides. Even better, Steve contributes endless supercilious examples on X. Just read the feed, man. It's great. You see, Steve, I think climate funding has enabled an epidemic of cluster C anxious and fearful male personality types. These males overwhelm social media in a concerted and conceited effort to scare small children and other vulnerables about the future. Consider the following social media gangsters of climate fear: David Suzuki, Michael Mann, Andrew Weaver, Stuart Cohen, Simon Donner, Gerald Cutney, Mike Flanagan, Michael Pidwerney, and the awful John Clegg at sfu.ca. To which I will add broadcasters Ian Hannamansing and, oops, a woman, Adrian Arsenault, the formidable fearmonger-in-chief at the CBC, who, like all mainstream media currently imperiling their future selves and accelerating their tanking credibility, remain totally disinterested in any contrarian take, never mind those of a formal colleague, sort of, who might have actually sat at the same anchor desk with them and also played them like a piano whenever a weather warning needed oxygen and airtime for the purpose of public safety. Back in the day, it seems exactly none of the above persons who I predict will find themselves on a future most wanted list for crimes against science and journalism can muster the courage to debate or facilitate a debate about BC weather and climate with the PowderPicker, who, by the way, holds only a Bachelor of Science in Meteorology and learned this whole media thing without any formal training. Y'all should be able to school me on the content and on the talking and pictures part, don't you think? Question for you, Steve. Does BSC elevate me to the @Steve Ricketts SP stratum of scorn for anyone without a degree? Asking for a former student. Further, I propose the weak male archetype is overrepresented in Canadian academia and in the Meteorological Service of Canada, the MSC, from which @Steve Ricketts SP retired. My own career in the MSC spanned an astonishing transition from "we're going to smoke in the office anyway, man eats dog type man," to the lapdog useful idiots but useless in a bar fight type of man. As us foot soldiers often remark, even the non-smokers among us, damn, those are the good old days, baby. In all my digging for the truth about human added CO2, I swear the only man's man I ever accounted in the alarmist cabal is Stanford's Stephen Schneider. Sidebar, by man's man, I mean a person who calmly, dispassionately, without ad hominems or guilt by associations and a rat's nest of other manipulative teen girl tactics, is capable of thinking and arguing from first principles like a proper scientist. End sidebar. That Schneider is ironic because he's infamous for being on the wrong side of the global cooling debate that predates the current lunacy. And it's especially unfortunate because Steve is no longer with us. That leaves maybe Tim Palmer, CBE FRS, as the only proper scientist I know of with the Coleones to debate anyone in public. What gives, pussies? Why will exactly none of you debate or agree to a red team, blue team approach to the climate issue? I can tell you, as I told Steve with absolute certainty from my media experience, it's never a good look to avoid or walk away from a question or a challenge. When any form of media is rolling and recording directly into the very public digital vault, any of your blocking, walking away, and squealing like a pig experiences? Are going to live forever. For heaven's sakes, that's almost rule number one of communication. And geez, do none of you have curious, internet-savvy children? To be fair, and I like to be, when the only virile representative of your club lies 6 feet under, you have a collective problem that might go unnoticed, right up until the moment after you've walked into the wrong bar and someone decides to sort your supercilious and pusillanimous ass out, and the only friend with you, who is equally useless in a bar fight, gets right into character and immediately bolts for the exit. Come on, guys, the audience just wants to see you put up your dukes and balks, and I just want to learn what I haven't learned already. I like learning. I found it usually strengthens my understanding in arguments. If you best me, the audience will know, and I'll happily admit it. Remember, I'm the guy who stunned the weather office in Vancouver and the local media by admitting we missed that storm, plain and simple, on camera.
Surprise snowfall. Where was the warning? We missed the snowfall, and plain and simple.
It's called candor. A missing child to you lot, but a fundamental requirement if you want to be trusted in any medium. You know, like you, Steve, I've been a coach. Whenever I coach young people, I try to get it into their heads that sometimes you lose when you deserve to win. No shame in that, presuming you showed up ready to play and did your level best. I think it's time for all of you to show up, be professional, lest those labels stick to you like they're sticking to Comrade Steve forever. Now, P.S., can someone make sure Steve, SP, and the Gangsters of Fear get my movie? They've all blocked me, and I spent a lot of time on this. Thanks.